Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. This was a little excerpt from Mozart Concerto no. 5, third movement. We're going to talk about how to fix the whistling E string, the whistling E sound. That a lot of us have that problem. One of my students is working on this particular piece, and then this violinist was wondering, why does it always whistle? It's so frustrating. And all of us have that problem, whether it's this particular piece or it's simply by playing scale. And so we're going to talk about that one, why it happens and how to fix it. But before we get into that one, I would like to encourage you all to check out my Patreon page, which is in the description below. I'm posting right now vibrato courses, but soon I'll be posting also other videos depending on different levels so that you can enrich your violin playing even more. So, whistling violin sound, it's something like, I'm trying to create something like this. So for some reason I can't create the whistling E too, but it happens, we know what it is. So why does it happen? It often happens when we do fast string chording, something like that, fast string chordings, or when you play chords, something like that. I'm trying to create a chord with whistling, but somehow it's not happening today. But you know what I'm talking about. So in this case, we're doing both. We're doing a lot of string crossings because it's a fast passage, and then we have to end with chord with open string. How do we fix that? There are two things you can check, and then you can fix it right away and secure that your E string will speak as beautifully as other strings. Let's first check. So often we have E string whistling or not speaking well. It's because we're touching with our left hand somehow the open E, and the E string is not completely open but being touched with some parts of our left hand. The first one is see whether the presenting or the fingers that's already on the string that's accidentally touching the E string, the open E string. In this case, we have to play first finger on A and E string, like that, and then we have to have open E available here, is that. So because the way our fingers are shaped, normally we have to place like that, and accidentally we might touch E string with our part of the index finger, which we could create some kind of squeaky or sometimes whistling sound. You can simply fix that by making your fingertip a little more squarish, not so flat like that, but a little more squarish, almost like a perpendicular, like a letter 7, something, number 7 like shape, like that. So by doing that, you're securing the E string being completely open. If you want help even more, you can bring your left hand a little more to your left, like that, which is not very usual, but just for this particular one, we want to do that. So then that should fix that one, to secure your E string is completely untouched. Another part that we accidentally touch is on the side of index finger, like that. So even if you secure that like this, from being touched from the fingertip of the index finger, sometimes the side here gets touched this there like that. And that's when you have this unwanted squeaky or whistling E string sound. Just simply make sure you're not touching the side. Again, same thing, bringing your left hand to your little left or bringing a little upward helps us to secure a little room between your left hand, and then E string be completely open. That helps. So just simply checking whether your left hand is touching the open E string accidentally. That's checklist 1. Checklist 2 has to do with a bow. Now we're playing here triple stops, playing 3 strings all at once. Here, E string is hard to make it speak well enough, and sometimes hard to make it speak, period. There are some E strings, they speak easier and better. They have a less whistling effect than other E strings, so it might be worth for you to try. But ultimately it boils down to what you do with your bow as well. So it's good to know anyway. So often you start whistling when bow speed is too slow. But when you do that, when the bow is too light and too slow, because the E string doesn't have a chance to grab the bow hair well, or the bow hair is not grabbing the E string well, therefore it doesn't speak, but it whistles or makes squeaky sound. You can simply fix that by putting a little more weight. Yeah. In this case, we don't break it, but we play at once, which means we're playing D, A in E string at one. So in this case, you want to lower your elbow a little more to give a little oomph, a little help for the E string to get a little more support by making the bow heavier on E string side. And that helps. If you're using near the frog, which is naturally heavier part of the bow, makes the job for you. So if you can just keep the bow really closer to the frog, the bow will be naturally heavy. And if you want help, you can even help with the elbow height a bit more by lowering to support the E string, and that will secure your E string to speak nice and clear. Like that. Another one, like I said before, a little faster bow speed for sure helps, because that also helps force the E string to speak out at some point. But when you speed up with the bow speed, make sure the sounding point changes, so make sure it's not too closer to the bridge but a little away. Sorry. Like that, yeah? So I hope this gave you some ideas. Whistling E string or unwanted squeaky, not so beautiful sounding E string is something that we all have to work on, and it's always worth to continue work on this sound improvement on the E string. So I encourage you to keep working on that one and let me know how your practicing is going, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.